Welcome back to my channel, and I'm unboxing a statue by TriEagles, NieR Automata 2B. I didn't really play this game as much, but this is from Square Enix, and I'm a big fan of Square Enix games. I've been playing it since I was a kid, from Final Fantasy. That was the biggest attraction to Square Enix. I think I started with Final Fantasy X, and then went from there. I haven't played games in a while, but I do like the character designs, and typically when Square Enix license a statue, I tend to get it because they don't license much statues on that level. So I'm just unboxing it at the moment. It's come pretty well packaged, no damage on the boxes, apart from the outer box, which isn't that big of a deal. I did find I ordered the advanced version with 3 heads in total. I only got 1 though, so I reached back out to the website I purchased this from, and they said they're going to send the 2nd head. Apparently TriEagles didn't do 3 heads in the end, they only did 2. So I was quite shocked about that, because typically you kind of want to, when you buy these things, you buy them a year in advance. So it's kind of disappointing the fact that they only have 2 heads, and the 2nd head didn't even come with the actual statue, which is pretty odd. I've only ever had 2 statues from TriEagles. So I had Ichigo, the licensed Ichigo 1/4 scale, and now NieR Automata 2B. So I'm not really too familiar with whether this is a consistent thing with them. Originally this was meant to be about 500 edition size. It's gone down to about 399, I believe. So sometimes that happens with statue, licensed statue brands. They tend to advertise more than they go less for some odd reason. As long as I've got one, I'm not really too fast. And the lower the edition size, the better for me anyway. So 399 is a pretty good edition size. What I would say is that there's quite a lot of statues of 2B from NieR Automata. So in terms of resale value, I'm not sure how that's gonna stand up versus the other brands. I think I've got somewhat of a standard version of her. Still good. The silhouette's good. The detail, as you can, when you see in a bit, that is pretty good detail as well, and attention to detail. But I only paid around 400. Just double check that before I say that. And this is in British pounds, so about 400 British pounds. And for delivery, I believe I paid about 100. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I paid about 400 for the statue, and 525, sorry, for the statue, and that was including delivery, I believe. So nothing crazy, which is good. At 1/4 scale at that price is pretty good as well. So I believe Ichigo, the previous TriEagles statue I got, was around the same price, to be fair. So their pricing's pretty good. A bit upsetting about, not upsetting, but a bit disappointed about the 2nd head not coming with the statue, which is pretty odd. So they said they're going to send that separately to the seller, and then the seller's going to send that over to me. So I haven't got a time scale in it, so I'll probably just keep an eye on that. But in terms of detail, it's pretty good for about 600 pounds. It's pretty good. Can't really complain too much. I think there could have been a bit more detail in the glass on the bottom of the base stand. The acrylic is nice, but it would have been nice to have something a bit more clear to make it look a bit more like glass. The detail on the stand, painting wise, pretty standard. No issues there as well. I can see where they've tried, but again, compared to high-end statues, I would probably rate this from out of a 10. I'll probably rate this about a 7 for detail. But for the price I paid for it, I'll rate it about an 8-9, because when you pay around £500-600 or US dollars or whatever, you tend to, especially at 1/4 scale, you know, it's quite tough to get good detailed statues. It's a good weight to it as well, so no issues with the weight, nothing, I can't really see anything being an issue in terms of structure wise as well. Everything fits on pretty well. It came with instructions, pretty simple, but color wise I kind of wanted something a bit more dull when it came to my statue collection, because at the moment I've got quite a lot that's got a bit of colour in it, and I kind of wanted to bring that colour back by having something a bit more dull, so that's why I got this one. You know, it's got a slight bit of colouring, but nothing crazy. The colour palette on this is pretty saturated. The black on 2B, as you'll see when I unbox her, is pretty good as well, pretty much all black and white. Kind of like bringing that colour from my collection back down and not making it look too colourful. So this is the actual sculpt. Detail wise, really good. You can tell they've spent a lot of time and energy working out what textures they should use it for what. Nice detail embossed on the skirt. Tight's got a lot of texture to it, and the boots are really well done. Again, for the price I paid for it, this is pretty good. You would expect to pay about £1,000, I reckon, for something like this, including delivery. So to get that for the price I got it for I'm pretty pleased about that. So this one I got more because of the silhouette. Obviously it's because it's a square onyx statue as well, but I got more for the silhouette. I'm building up a female statue stand. I've moved into a different place now, so I'm going to be moving statues around and seeing what works. But I think this one's going to be a good collection to that female statue. The good thing about this statue as well is because it's a true 1/4 scale compared to the statues of 1/4 I have around it. It kind of matches. Sometimes you get statues that are 1/4 that aren't really 1/4, slightly smaller, but this one pretty much matches the 1/4 scale from different brands. So if you did want to match it up with any other brand, it's pretty, I'd definitely recommend it. This one's coming in about 26.5 inches tall. So very, very low base as well, so it doesn't take much real estate. You can fit most things around it, which is good. Very simple statue to put together as well. I'm not really a big fan of jigsaw puzzle pieces being a bit too complicated. I like my statues nice and simple, but with a bit more fun to assemble it. This is one in the future I can see myself selling, but for now I think, you know, I'll keep this in my collection for a while. So that was the head it came with. I wanted a more realistic head. Hopefully that's the one they're going to be sending. It's meant to also come with a bust stand, which it didn't come with. So like I said, I've reached out to the website and they've promised me that they'll send the second head, but they haven't really said anything about the bust stand or the third head. So I believe the studio only decided to do 2 heads in the end, maybe due to timescale. From far away though, you don't really see, from the majority of the time when we're looking at it, you don't really see the face sculpt as much. It's more about the silhouette, so I'm not too disappointed about that face. I just can't wait to get a more realistic one so I can actually fill it in with more of my realistic statues. I'm not a big fan of the too overly cartoony faces on the statue. And that's the unboxing. Everything fits pretty well. The only thing missing was the 2 additional heads and the bust stand. Nothing came broken, which is good. And this is just a close-up of the texture and detail. As you can see, they've definitely gone all out here. Again, they could have done a bit better, like I said, with that clear resin on the base. I wish it was a bit more, I don't know, maybe a different texture, glass, not glass, but like a plasticky, see-through glass would have been quite nice. But I can't fault the actual silhouette, and the textures are really good. Painting, I say is pretty good as well. I wanted more of a saturated look anyway, so I won't go into that too much. Considering how much I paid for it, I think it's pretty telling that they've done what they can. Especially the fact that they have to do this 399 times, so I can't really complain too much. Could have had a bit more painting details on the bottom houses there, but again, when you kind of like pair it with the rest of the statues, you don't really pay too much attention to that. But yeah, money well spent. I think this is going to be a great addition to my statue and my female collection. But I will leave you guys to look at the rest of it, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.